Coming up on Sportsource, high school baseball season is underway, and Athens Academy is off to a great start. After winning their first 5 games by a combined 47 points, the Spartans seem to be primed for a big season. And the Lady Titans of North Dakota High School hit the court in their 2026 Region 8 4A tournament. We sat down with their head coach ahead of their playoff showdown at Cedar Shoals High School. Plus, UGA women's basketball star, sophomore Dani Carnegie, explains her decision to transfer to Georgia, the adjustment to playing in the SEC, and the team's recent upset of number 5 Vanderbilt. Welcome to this week's edition of Sportsource. I'm your host, Grady Logan. Today, we'll be talking about some high school basketball and baseball, as well as UGA women's basketball, before we finally take a look into how UGA students have been enjoying the Olympics, which have taken the sports world by storm over the past 2 weeks. But first, we'll take a look at Athens Academy's baseball team. Entering the season, there was some uncertainty as to how the Spartans baseball team would look, and a 12-1 loss in a scrimmage against Hebron could have pumped the brakes on any high hopes for the team, but they've remained resilient. Reporter Jaden Jones has more on the story.
Thanks, Brady. Last season, the Spartans finished 12-18, its worst finish since 2012, and the school's third consecutive losing season, on the heels of a state tournament appearance in 2022. A rough patch like that often leads to frustration and worry, but the team has had a calm presence through it all. Head coach Casey Kane. Kane has coached the Spartans since 2001, and he says that their success this season isn't surprising at all, rather a testament to their hard work. As high school baseball season kicks off, it's always interesting to see who gets off to a hot start. And this year, Athens Academy caught the flame. After 3 straight losing seasons, Athens Academy seemed to be going backwards after making it to the second round of the state playoffs in 2022. But after a 5-0 start to the season, Spartans have flipped the page and reached newfound success. Senior pitcher Camp Kinsler has played in every game so far and has been enjoying himself in each one.
This is probably the biggest win streak we've had in my 4 years of high school baseball. It's been great to contribute. I've played in all 4 games. I pitched in 2 of them. It's just been a lot of fun, a lot of energy around the team. Everyone's having fun, everyone's playing, everyone's just kind of flying around, making plays.
While Kinsler was a member of the 2022 squad as a freshman, head coach Casey Kane has been the guiding force through it all. Kane, who's coached the Spartans since 2001, believes that this year's team has stood out to him in multiple phases of the game.
I guess it's a number of things. The pitching's been ahead of schedule, I would say, just because we lost so much pitching from last year. I think defensively we've been very steady in making the routine plays and even making some really good plays. And then, I think our base running has really stood out for me. We've been aggressive on the bases, and it's really been a reason why we've been able to score, so many runs so early.
One element that was a question mark entering this season was the lack of experience, as the team entered the season with only 2 seniors, but Kinsler has embraced his role as a leader.
Met with coach before the season started, talking about leadership and what we wanted this team to be. And it's really great to kind of take freshmen and sophomores under your wing who maybe haven't played varsity before and kind of mentor them, mold them into great players in themselves.
For the team to not only make it to the state playoffs but come away with the win would mean the world to this team. It would also further their belief that hard work pays off.
There's been kids here since September out here playing. Seasons didn't even start till January. They've been putting in the work. We've all been putting in the work in the weight room, just after school, before school, hitting in the facility on Saturday mornings, Sunday afternoons.
For Coach Kane, he's excited to see how the remainder of the season shapes out.
Just watching them grow together as a team and just see how they, build and camaraderie and just, come together as a team.
While the Spartans are only a handful of games in, all signs point to the team continuing their success the rest of the season. Reporting for the Carmichael Sports Media Institute, I'm Jaden Jones. It's clear Coach Kane believes this team is very talented and capable of making a trip to the state tournament similar to the 2022 squad. The Spartans will look to continue their hot start later today at home against Washington Wilkes as they look to improve to 6-0. Back to you, Brady.
After the break, it's winner go home for North Dakota in the Region 8 4A tournament. Ellie English has more from the Lady Titans playoff push. And later, we will learn more about a Clark Central basketball player who almost never became the star player that he is today. Welcome back to Sportsource. For the story about the Lady Titans playoff tournament, let's welcome Ellie English.
Thanks, Brady. The 2026 Region 8 4A tournament tipped off Thursday night as the Lady Titans from North Oconee High School took the court at Cedar Shoals High School in a pivotal playoff matchup. North Oconee faced the winner of Tuesday's night game, Eastside. The Titans beat Eastside 83-31 on Thursday. Earlier this week, I had the chance to sit down with head coach Eric Willis to talk about preparation heading into postseason play. What areas of growth have you seen from this group compared to the start of the year?
So we've kind of been through different seasons. We talked about that today. There's several seasons to a season: preseason, regular season, conference play, playoffs, and then you have tournament play. And so I would say the first part of the season, we were trying to figure out who we were. Probably heavily influenced by post play last year, and this year more guard play. So kind of figuring out our identity. And then as the season has progressed, now that we're in the playoffs, our post development has really come to fruition, I would say. So now we're a pretty complete team. So kind of morphed from a guard team to more of a complete team.
How has your team handled the pressure of being at the top?
Well, we have high goals. So, we want to win a state championship, 2 Final Fours in a row. That's wonderful and great, but, we have higher aspirations. We'd like to win a state championship. So to keep that goal in mind, it kind of drives everything that you do. And we talk about that a lot. It's a lot of pressure, and it's a lofty goal. But if you have lofty goals and, you can achieve a lot of great things, even if you don't achieve that goal. Now, of course, we'd like to. So we continue to work every day toward that goal.
Coach emphasized discipline, defensive intensity, and staying composed under pressure. Key elements in tournament play where every possession counts. With the playoffs underway, the Lady Titans are focused on executing their game plan and continuing their push through Region 8 4A. They'll take on Madison County tonight at 7 p.m. at Cedar Shoals High School. It should be a great matchup. Back to you, Brady.
Coming up, UJ women basketball's Danny Carnegie and the Lady Bulldogs are making waves after a recent upset of number 5 Vanderbilt on Sunday. We'll hear from Carnegie about the team's multiple top 20 upsets and her standout sophomore season. And later, Harrison Reno has a unique story on how Andrea Cox first stepped foot on the basketball court at Clark Central. Welcome back to Sports Source. The UJ women's basketball team saw plenty of new faces this season, including and most notably sophomore guard Danny Carnegie, who has helped lead the Lady Bulldogs to a 20-7 record, including upsets over 3 top 20 teams. Sportsource reporter Bridget Ramirez caught up with Carnegie following the Lady Bulldogs upset over number 5 Vanderbilt on Sunday.
Thanks, Brady. Sophomore guard Danny Carnegie has been nothing short of outstanding for the Lady Bulldogs this season. Transferred from Georgia Tech following her freshman year, Carnegie has been a key player for Georgia, leading the Lady Dogs in scoring and coming in at 3rd in the SEC for 3-pointers. I caught up with Carnegie following her 29-point performance in Georgia's upset of number 5 Vanderbilt on Sunday.
You transferred to Georgia from Georgia Tech this year. What made you feel like Georgia was the right fit for you when you were in the transfer portal?
I said the coaches and the people that's on the team. It made me feel like I'm home. Made me feel like a family, and just the environment I know I'm putting myself into.
Awesome. And then you've had an incredible sophomore campaign so far, including back-to-back SEC Player of the Week honors. What do you think has been the biggest area of growth in your game from last season to now?
I'll say leadership and being more consistent. I think that's the biggest part I've been trying to focus on, and mentally is the biggest part. So that's most of the game to work. I'm being gym 24/7, but that's the biggest part that I think about me, and that's something.
And then in a conference like the SEC, where every game is a battle, what does it take to stay consistent?
Focusing on just little things. Get your mind off of basketball sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Get your mind off of basketball and just being consistent. Just focus on the game film and just putting the work in.
And then you grew up playing AU basketball with fellow guard Trinity Turner. What has it meant to reunite and be back on the court together at Georgia?
And that's my dog, so it felt great always. And I just know who I can count on any time of the day.
And then you guys have had multiple top 20 upsets this season, including upsetting number 5 Vanderbilt on Sunday. What have these wins shown you about this team?
It showed who we are. It showed what we have, the capability we have, and it showed any game is not given to us. We just have to fight for it.
Definitely. And then finally, you're now ranked 24th in the country. As you head into postseason play, what is going to be most important for this team to sustain success?
Being consistent as a whole, staying together no matter ups and downs we go through.
Thank you so much.
With just 3 regular season conference games remaining, Carnegie and the Lady Dogs will look to build on their recent success as they prepare for postseason play. But there's no doubt Carnegie has left an impression in Athens. Back to you, Brady.
Next, it wasn't the season that many were hoping for from the Clark Central boys basketball team as the Gladiators finished the season below 500. But it was another chapter in the story of starting center Andrea Cox's career. And later, we hit campus to find out if UGA students are tuning into the Winter Olympics and which event they can't miss. Welcome back to Sportsource. Andrea Cox was the heart of pretty much everything for the Gladiators this season, but there's more to the story than just Cox's abilities on the court. Sportsource's reporter Harrison Reno went to Clark Central to find out for himself.
That's right, Brady. From airballing a layup in a tryout for the team to being the Gladiators' leading rebounder, it's been quite a unique journey for Andrea Cox as he finished his junior season on the hardwood. But what most people don't know is that if it wasn't for Clark Central head basketball coach Stephon Smith, Cox may have never played for the Gladiators. It was a day like this one, over 3 years ago, that Clark Central head basketball coach Stephon Smith discovered one of his future stars.
I was out on the track and just walking around, observing things, observing events, field events, and I see this he was probably about 6'6", maybe at that time, 6, I don't know how tall, maybe 6'5", so of course as the basketball coach, you look for that often. And I just asked him, I knew I went to most games at BHL and Clark Middle, and I was like, I've never seen you, why are you not playing basketball?
That 6'6" kid was Andrea Cox, a track athlete at the time who had never touched a basketball before.
He told me to come to the workouts and everything, and then I met him in advisement also. So it was definitely good. I was definitely surprised that he wanted me because I didn't play middle school at all.
Cox was so new to the game of basketball that he was learning the rules on the fly.
Oh man, he was just a goofy kid, man, running around, didn't have a clue about basketball. He'll ask you how many, like last year, 10th grade, he asked me how many fouls do I have to get the foul out. So he really was, IQ was kind of, basketball, not basketball savvy, I guess you would say. But as time went on, man, he's learned a lot.
Now, 3 years later, Cox is a student of the game. So much so, he has new aspirations for his athletic career following high school.
I definitely think basketball is the top thing for me. I actually love it a lot. It's definitely meant for me. At first, football was definitely meant for me. In middle school, I didn't really think about basketball at all, but now I definitely feel like I want to take it to another level.
With one more year of high school to go, Andrea Cox is already looking back on these first 3 years playing basketball as the best 3 years of his life. Reporting for the Carmichael Sports Media Institute, I'm Harrison Reno. While recruiting players from other schools is strictly prohibited by the Georgia High School Athletic Association, nobody ever said anything about recruiting within your own school. And that's paid dividends for Clark Central. Back to you, Brady.
After the break, are the Dogs keeping up with the Winter Olympics? We check in with UGA students about their must-watch Olympic sport. Welcome back to Sportsource. We're now turning our sights overseas to Italy, where the 2026 Winter Olympics are in full swing. With only a few days left in the Games, Sportsource reporter Blakely Hollingshead headed to campus to find out if UGA students have been keeping up.
That's right, Brady. The Winter Olympics wrap up this Sunday, but the action doesn't stop there. The Paralympics kick off the first week of March. With all the excitement surrounding the Games, I took to campus to see if UGA students are tuning in and which events they're most excited about. So, are you watching the Winter Olympics?
I am.
Clips on TikTok because I don't have time or cable.
I am not.
Honestly, probably not.
Yes, I am.
I've watched exactly one event. Yes, I am watching the Winter Olympics.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Do you have a favorite sport to watch?
I really love watching the long distance skiers, but like the really fast ones down there where they're going like 70 miles an hour. I think those are crazy.
So, why is skeleton your favorite sport?
I think it's super funny and interesting to see all the Olympians throw themselves down the hill. It's pretty cool.
Of course, figure skating.
Of course, why do you love it? The elegance, the turns, the flips, also like the competition and like the 3 blade angels, I think they're calling them. I think they're really inspiring, kind of breaking the mold of what a figure skater is typically like looks like or acts like. Agreed, they're my favorites as well.
Yeah, I would say skiing. Growing up, me and my brother, we shared a Nintendo DS, and we would play like Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games, and so I would do the skiing portion of the game a lot. So I really enjoyed it. So I like to think that sometimes I'm Sonic when I'm going down on there when I see them doing that.
Figure skating.
Why do you like figure skating?
Because they have so much talent and coordination, and I envy that.
Me too.
My favorite event to watch is bobsledding, because there used to be, on the Fetch with Rough Ruffman website, there used to be a bobsledding game where you could make Fetch and like the cat bobsled.
Figure skating.
Why do you like figure skating?
Because it's so elegant, and I love to see them glide all around the ice rink. It's so cute.
I like to watch snowboarding.
I like to watch skiing and ski jumping. Why are these your favorites?
I went on a ski trip when I was in 7th grade, and I really liked snowboarding, and I thought it was cool, but I was bad at it, so I like watching other people do it instead.
Mm-hmm.
I love seeing some powerful women athletes in action.
Yes. Agreed.
So, while not everyone is glued to the screen, everyone has an opinion on the best event. The events getting the most viewers are snowboarding and figure skating. And I'll admit, I've been locked in on figure skating the last couple of weeks. Back to you, Brady.
Thanks, Blakely. And with that, our show has come to an end. From our entire crew, I'm Brady Logan. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next week.